Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be going through an overview of the Kill Team Annual 2022. Here's the Kill Team Annual 2022. I've got to say, I didn't think I was going to get this, but after playing Into the Dark and really enjoying it so much, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. I think there's some fun multiplayer rules in there that could be really good, so I picked up a copy. So in this video, I'll go through everything in the book, overview of it, to give you a good idea what's included in case you'd like to pick up a copy for your collection. It tells you on the back you're going to get 15 missions to play, lots of backgrounds with 6 rule sets for 6 different kill teams, and then you get some photography as well. There's 152 pages to go through altogether. Most of that is dedicated to the kill teams, but the amount that is dedicated to the missions is pretty good, so looking forward to sharing it with you. The RRP is £27.50, but if you head over to my sponsor Firestorm Games, you're going to get some great discounts there, not just on the Kill Team Annual 2022, but on all your hobby products, paints, models, for all the different games you like to play. A big thank you to Firestorm Games for sponsoring the channel, and I hope you'll check out their website. I'll put a link in the description down below that will take you there, and then following that link you'll see all the savings that can be made, and you'll be supporting the channel too, as I get a small commission for every sale made. So if you go and take a look and use that link, thanks in advance. I really appreciate that support. Let's get into it then as we crank this open. I've had a little look through and a read over, but I haven't gone in too much depth because this is really going to be an overview video and I want to go through some of the sections in more detail in future videos. So I'll be doing some playthroughs of the different missions and things like that. So you can see you've got the missions and then your 6 kill teams in the contents. Now, most of this book from page 42 onwards is going to be for those 6 kill teams. So there's not that much dedicated to the missions, but from what I've read so far, I think, you know, it's quite a lot going on here. There's 15 missions to play after all, and you're not going to just play them once. You're going to be playing them a few times. So there is quite a lot in that small section. We've got a nice quick introduction basically telling us about the mission packs and the kill teams with some artwork to set the scene, and then we go straight into the multiplayer mission pack for critical operations. And we've got that artwork that we've seen throughout this whole new edition of the game, and I really like it. I love the whole aesthetic of it, and the orange, black and grey I don't think you can go wrong with. So here we've got 2 tables to use in our multiplayer mission pack. 1 table's for 3 players, 1 table's for 4 players. So if you've got a bunch of mates you want to play with all at the same time, or you've got a local club you play at, this could be a really good option to get a few people on the boards at the same time. And so here you've got the different layouts, so your missions are laid out just as you've seen them in the books that come in the different box sets. You've got 3 missions here with the 3-player options, so you can see you roll randomly or choose from that table there. And then you've got the missions for the 4 players, again 3 missions to randomly choose, or just pick one that you actually want to play. So some interesting layouts there, lots of different shapes to get all your measurements, and lots of objectives as well to claim. You'll be playing these on 2 boards combined together as well, so you make that bigger kill zone, which is cool. Now we're on to Last Stand mission pack. Now this concept's quite cool. Almost think of it as like a wave kind of game where the attacker is just going to keep coming back onto the battlefield, but the defender has only got the set number of operatives from the beginning, and then they've got to see how long they can survive and fend off the attacker. So I think this is going to be really fun to play as well. I was hoping that this would have some solo options, and that's something we're going to have to look at later on because nothing was really jumping out at me so far. I think there's time for some home brewing, but I love the Last Stand assets. You've got all sorts of things from gas bombs, smoke bombs, grenades, minefields, and then different mechanics to use those in the game as those waves move towards you. There's going to be 3 missions altogether for Last Stand, and so that's going to give you very basic deployment zones. So you can imagine they're just going to come at you in a line, and you're just going to hold your ground and stand off against them and claim in those objectives. So 3 missions, I think that's really fun. That's enough to get going with. There's not that much they could do, I suppose, with this, and so yeah, be good fun to play though. Certainly another game to play at your club or with your mates. Then there's a couple of pages here just setting the final stage. So I like this. It's got a bit of an old school vibe to it, just showing you little objectives that have been made and created. And so this could be something fun to make for the game. So if you wanted to do something, say, for a tripwire, you could actually make some kind of terrain piece to represent it. That'd be quite cool. Now we're on to the Sentries mission pack. We're going to get 6 different missions here. Again, you've got a roll table, or you can choose which ones you'd like to play. And this is quite an interesting new way to play as well. There's a new mission rule called Sentries, and this is going to challenge the players to be a bit more sneaky and tactical as they play out the missions. The defender will play like a sentry patrol, and then they've got to see if they can actually come across the enemy, or can the enemy get past them without them raising the alarm. And there's some really interesting setups here with different objectives, so lots of shapes and distances to work out where to place things. But pretty straightforward once you get going. And it looks like the deployment zones are very simple as well, either opposite each other or in the opposite corners, as you can see there. Next we get to see some of the Studio Kill Team Showcase. So we're getting a look at some different kill teams. Great to see the Katachans featured up there in the top left, so that's really cool. I'm working on a Katachan kill team myself. That'll be one that I'll be looking forward to playing soon. And then we've got a few more pictured here. Always nice to see those kinds of images. Now we're on to the final section, which is the big section, and that's the kill teams. There's going to be 6 there altogether, and these are the rules that you will have seen in the White Dwarf magazines, for 4 of them at least, and then 2 others that we haven't seen yet. The first one is the Lucidian Starstrider kill team. You can buy these models now, or if you can still get hold of them, and then all the rules you need are going to be in the annual. So really, you ideally have to buy the models and the annual, or find someone who's got one and happy for you to borrow the annual to get everything you need from it. I'm sure you could find it online somewhere if you needed it. So this is going to be the same layout as we've seen in White Dwarf magazines and in the boxes. So like Morok, Octarius, that kind of thing for the kill teams featured there. So you're going to get a lot more depth than you do in the compendium. And as Games Workshop said, they're phasing out that compendium by bringing more and more of these more detailed and specific kill teams out in the future. So you've got everything for campaign play there, loads of depth, really fun, and I think it's going to be great to work through. You can see it's like 20 pages there for that one kill team, so a lot of information to get you started with them. So I think if you picked up the set and this, I think you're going to be happy with it. I'm really pleased I got the annual, even though I don't have these kill teams. But I am now even more tempted to pick up the Gelapox Infected kill team, because they do look awesome models, and with all the rules in here to go through, it looks like they'd be really fun to play. I'm holding off for a minute. I've got so much to get on with and so much to prepare already. But here we go. Yeah, there's all their rules. So each one's going to be very much the same, taking you through it. Now, this one appeals to me, the Warp Coven kill teams. I wouldn't mind trying out the Thousand Suns. I think there's quite a lot of depth here. You've got some options about which operatives, whether to have 11 in there or just take 6. So that's really cool. At the moment, I'm favouring just going with 6 models in a kill team. But I love all these psychic powers. I think there's lots to be getting on with there. And the abilities too, with the mutations and things. I think that's really interesting. So this might be fun. And you can do it with just one box of the Rubric Marines as well, because you'll get like an aspiring sorcerer in there. So certainly doable with one box set. And that's what I really like. I'm really keen on just spending out on one. Next up is the Hunter Clade kill team. So if you're an Adeptus Mechanicus fan, you're going to like this. Again, you can use maybe just one set and try and get enough out of there. But if you want to use all the different ones, you are have to going to buy like multiple sets for this. But again, all the info's there. Wormblade kill teams. If you followed some of my videos I did on the White Dwarf articles, you'll know exactly what's included and how these are going to work. And so really handy to have. I think it's good, maybe if there's a few of you who play in your group, to all chip in, buy an annual and then share it. I must admit though, once I get into a game, I do like having the different books. And even if you don't play any of these kill teams, it's definitely worth it for the rules just at the beginning. Now we've got the Void Dancer troop. So we can go through their rules. Not so many operatives there, so not as many data cards, but certainly enough to give it a good go. I think these might be interesting to play as well. And then at the back of the book, we've just got a blank black page. So that ends it off nicely. It's almost quite cool to just have a blank page. Normally they print something on it, but I quite like that. And so that ends the overview of the annual 2022. I hope this video gave you a good idea about what to expect if you'd like to order one of these and you've been on the fence about it. and so now you know exactly what's going to be included. I'm really happy I ordered it. I think for the price, having those extra rules, you're going to get hours of gameplay out of that. Certainly if you've got 3 or 4 of you who want to play together rather than people waiting, you can all now join in, put 2 boards together and get stuck in and have some big games, which I think will be really interesting, seeing how people will pair up, maybe against someone else, be quite funny. So yeah, I think there's lots of potential here for some really awesome gameplay. Thanks so much for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell too to join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.